In July of '97, I got a call from a man who said he lived in Phoenix. He was a disabled veteran, and he told me his hobbies included listening to the CB and taking videos, and that he had professional equipment to do that. And he said his name was Richard Curtis, and he was listening to the truckers along I-17 going south, and they were talking about this huge object that was traveling south. And from what he said, I mean, the chatter back and forth was, oh my God. And so he decided he was going to go up on his roof and take some video, which he did. And let's see, I lost my place here. He said he got some really good pictures, and he wanted me to see it. And I didn't know where he lived because he didn't tell me, and I didn't really, he was so excited, I really didn't want to push him on much of anything. So I told him, could you make a copy and send me a copy? And he called me at home, which is one of the reasons that I never had my phone number unlisted, because you never know, right? And so he said he would do that and send it to me. So I didn't hear from him for a couple of weeks. And he called me at home again, and he asked what I thought of the video. I said I never got it. And when did he send it? He said he didn't, but was going to get copies made. He was on the way to get copies made and bring it to City Hall when two men turned up at his door. And they said that they came for the videos for Barwood. He asked them, are you from her office? And they said yes. And I said to him, well, I don't have any men in my office. I just had 3 women. So he got really upset, and he said they came to his door. And I didn't even know where he lived. So he said that they told him they were going to bring back his original because he hadn't made the copies yet. Now, I had been having my phone calls, all my phone calls taped because of the threats that I had gotten. And whenever a call was getting, interesting, I would just push a button. Well, his call was interesting, so I recorded it. And I took the tape down to Jim Delatoso, and actually Jim Delatoso is one of the first people I met that knew about everything that was going on everywhere. And I felt like a, total dummy because I knew none of this. And so we sat around the table and listened to this tape, and there was the first phone call that I taped, and then the second one. And in the second call, he told where he lived, which was the Westwood Ho, which is a hotel that was converted to people for disabilities and disabled veterans. And it was only a few blocks from City Hall, so he was close. Mike Tanner went to check him out. And what was interesting was that Richard did live at the Westwood Ho. He was a disabled veteran. He did have professional CB and video equipment. And then it got more interesting. The manager of the hotel saw a black car pull up, and 2 men in 3-piece black suits got out, and both were wearing hats and sunglasses. This is July. It was 110 degrees. And he thought, wow, they're dressed for winter. And they went into the hotel, and he said they looked identical. And then the next person who saw him was the minister who counseled with the residents at the hotel. And they asked him where Richard Curtis's apartment was and went up. Neither of them remember them coming down or leaving, but the car was gone. Now, Richard did appear on several TV shows, and he was interviewed, and that's his story. It was real interesting. He was a very nice guy. The last I heard, they changed his medication, and he had a bad reaction, and he was taken away, and nobody knows where he is now. And, you know, and I started thinking, this is some more stuff that is, to me, it's unexplainable. But from what he said, his video showed an outline of the craft because the city lights reflected up. And he said, too, it was murky, but he could see the outline, and he could see the whole shape. I mean, everything was on those videos. And I have no doubt that he was telling the truth. About that time, I called the telephone company because I was having a lot of clicking on my phone, like somebody was picking up an extension. And I thought, you know, my phone line was having problems, and so we called the telephone company, and they came, a man came, and he checked inside, and then he went outside and he checked along the line. And when he came back, he would not come in the house. And he went to the window and he said, I want to tell you that there is a tap on your line, but it's not local. It's in the central office, which means it's government. And you didn't hear that from me. And he did not want to come in the house at all, and he left. So I was thinking, why? What was there about this unknown object that got that type of attention? Also, the tape of his calls to me disappeared from Village Labs. So it's all gone other than our memories.